After Jersey Shore would become a cultural phenomenon with its debut season on MTV, first appearing on television back in 2009. After Jersey Shore cast members were getting into more drama and infighting than most family and friends get up to throughout their entire lives. After Jersey Shore would make a comeback in 2018 with the series Jersey Shore Family Vacation that would run for 3 seasons. In December of 2009, MTV flipped the script on all of us by unleashing upon our unsuspecting eyes the slow motion car crash of a series that was Jersey Shore, introducing us to unforgettable characters like Snooki, Vinny, JWoww, Angelina, DJ Pauly, Ronnie, Sammi, and of course, the situation.
I had quite the situation in this area right here.
For 6 seasons, the cast would be filmed by remote control and handheld cameras as these Guidos and Guidettes made their way across the terrains of Seaside Heights, New Jersey, South Beach, Florida, and yes, even Florence, Italy. Talk about your Italian superstars. The show was such a success that it would eventually lead to another iteration and spin-offs like the UK's Jersey Shore, which launched in 2011, and is still on air to this day. To be honest, I've seen that one and it's actually 10 times worse than Jersey Shore. I don't know how. Of course, its wildly popular cast members would also be given their own side projects and discover other ways to cash in on their newfound fame, including the eventual comeback vehicle 2018's Jersey Shore Family Vacation. But the recent past hasn't been especially kind to every former member of this once cherished series. So let's take a look on what the cast of Jersey Shore is up to today. What's poppin', guys? Your boy Marlon Palmer back at it again with a brand new video. This one taking a look at the cast of Jersey Shore and asking where are they now? I don't know about you guys, but when this show was at its peak, I remember people literally counting down the hours until a new season, so I can't wait to find out what everyone is up to now. Be sure to let me know what you guys think by following me on Instagram at @DadDoMcFly. Let's get into the story. For today's episode, we're gonna move through each member one by one, and we'll begin with arguably the most talented member of the cast, DJ Pauly D. Paul Del Vecchio, Pauly D, joined the series at 29, and throughout the course of its run, he dated a whole bunch of women but never managed to settle down. After the end of the series, Pauly was able to parlay his celebrity into a fully formed DJ career for himself, chronicled in the short-lived spin-off series, The Pauly D Project.
The transition between my show to the solo show is kind of cool. It's like exciting for me. You get to see where I come from. You get to meet my family.
To this day, he continues to frequent venues at Atlantic City and Las Vegas where he's made millions of dollars as a performer. Pauly returned to TV in 2016 with E's famously single, but just months after meeting Aubrey O'Day on that series and getting engaged, rumors that he was cheating began to circulate. The next year, they were calling it quits, and in 2019, Pauly got his most recent chance at love on the series, Double Shot at Love on MTV. Do all reality TV stars just date each other? Is that just a rule? Needless to say, that didn't work out so well for him either. Next up, everyone's actual favorite character from the series, Snooki. When the series first began, people didn't know what to think about this tiny orange ball of fun. But after she refused to take Angelina's crap laying down, everyone around the world, and me included, decided to love Snooki for just who she is.
All of yous in this house are fake! And I want you all to know that I can't stand any of you!
Hold my earrings, please.
This is the only reality show I've seen where they just let people fight, too. During season 3 of the series, Snooki met a man named Gianni Lavelle, and these two would get engaged in March of 2012, marrying 2 years later in 2014, and let's just say that their wedding, well, it had a pretty specific theme.
Great Gatsby. 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 So Gatsby. So Gatsby.
Great Gatsby is a horrible movie, by the way. I don't know why. They would have 3 children together, Lorenzo in 2012, Giovanna in 2014, and most recently, Angelo in May of 2019. Over the years, Snooki has transformed herself into something of a businesswoman, writing several books, including her autobiography, Strong is the New Sexy, a kick-ass memoir, and opening up her own clothing store, The Snooki Shop.
You're gonna have all of my custom Snooki Shop stuff here. Snooki Shop makeup and beauty. We have my lashes here. We have eyeshadow.
Throughout the course of their relationship, Snooki and Gianni have had to refute rumors that they were unhappy with one another. Something that was doubled down on when Gianni refused to take part in the 2018 revival. But both have always insisted that their marriage is solid. Eventually, Snooki herself would decide to leave the revival in December of 2019, saying that she was done with the series for good.
I just feel like, people move on sometimes, and having 3 kids and leaving and doing all of it is just really, really hard for me.
Up next, we've got a real situation on our hands, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. That's right, Mike Sorrentino.
As far as I know, everybody loves the situation. And if you don't love the situation, I want to make you love the situation.
Mike's antics would get him into a lot of hot water over the course of the series. I mean, he practically got into fistfights with every single member of the cast. My man even put himself in a neck brace once after ramming his own head into a wall. I kid you not. But this tendency to show off his physical abilities, especially his abs, would pay off in the long run as he became one of the most recognizable faces from the show and earned himself a reported $150,000 per episode. Shortly after the series was over, Mike let the world know that he was dealing with an addiction to subscription drugs, and he entered rehab in March of 2012. He left the center after only a few weeks and would relapse in 2015, entering rehab for a second time. Since then, however, I'm happy to report that the situation has been clean and sober ever since.
And I think that's what a lot of people need to get in recovery. They need to sort of replace that obsession with bettering themselves and better behavior traits.
Unfortunately, just as he got control of one problem, another one reared its ugly head when he was indicted in 2014 for tax fraud. He eventually pleaded guilty to 1 count of tax evasion and served an 8-month prison sentence starting in January of 2019, only 2 months after marrying his high school sweetheart.
The Jersey Shore's Michael Sorrentino is reporting to prison today. He'll begin serving an 8-month sentence after pleading guilty to tax evasion late last year.
Up next, we've got Nicole Cortese, a longtime friend of Snooki, who didn't make the original cut after auditioning for the cast. However, after the departure of Angelina, Deena joined the series in season 3.
This is my friend Deena, and I decided to bring her into the house because I think we needed another party girl in the house. And this is the girl.
Partner in crime, right here.
Once the series began to wind down, Deena would go on to appear on Couples Therapy in 2014 and became a recurring character on the Snooki and JWoww spinoff as well. In 2017, she married her longtime boyfriend, Christopher Bucker, and the majority of the cast was there to support her at the wedding. She then welcomed her first son, Christopher, in January of 2019. More recently, she let the entire world know that baby number 2 is on the way. Ronnie Ortiz-Magro is probably best remembered for spending the majority of his screen time arguing with Mike and Vinny. As something of the stereotypical meathead of the group, Ronnie would often pop up in supplement ads after the series was over and created his very own as well.
Ron juice coming out finally, hopefully gonna hit the stores this summer.
But his life would begin to change in December of 2017 when his girlfriend Jen Harley revealed that she was pregnant. They welcomed their daughter Ariana Sky in April of 2018, but soon after they hit a tumultuous stretch in their relationship, to say the least. Both would accuse each other of physical abuse, and in January of 2019, Ronnie would enter treatment facility for alcohol and depression.
Police have been called. We have seen evidence of the domestic violence.
They would eventually split for good in October of 2019 after an altercation that saw Ronnie get charged with 7 misdemeanors, including domestic violence, child endangerment, false imprisonment, and resisting arrest. He pleaded not guilty but was ordered to stay 150 yards away from his family. By May of 2020, he accepted a plea deal and was placed on probation for 36 months, as well as ordered to serve 30 days of community service and pay $20,000 to a local women's shelter. JWoww Farley's time on Jersey Shore kicked off with Pauly D showing her his very personal piercing in the series' first episode. In season 3, she met a man named Roger Matthews at a nightclub in Jersey, and the two would eventually marry in October of 2015 when the series was officially over.
Marriage is telling the person you love that you're not going anywhere, and that's a powerful commitment for 2 people to make to one another.
They had 2 children together, Melania and Gracian, before eventually splitting up. After that, Jenny moved on to a relationship with wrestler Zach Clayton Capranello, who she began dating in April of 2019. In terms of her career, Jenny and Snooki teamed up for the spin-off Snooki and JWoww, and she also created her own successful tanning lotion called, well, you guessed it, JWoww.
Celebrating 10 years in the tanning industry, I have to say JWoww tanning is so near and dear to me.
All right, we're winding down now. Only 3 cast members left. Next up is Angelina Pivarnick, everyone's least favorite member of the cast. We should have known things weren't going well for her when everyone referred to her as the Kim Kardashian of Staten Island. Angelina ended up leaving in the middle of the first season because she was fired from Shore Store.
So I guess you're fired. So you're leaving, you're packing your bags, because for you to stay in this house, you have to work.
After making a brief return in season 2 without telling anyone she was coming back, more drama ensued and she was once more cast out of the series. She attempted to hold down her own series called The Comeback, which she created a Kickstarter for, but that never really went anywhere, and neither did her swing at singing career, thanks to the flop that was I'm Hot. I won't even subject you guys to the audio of this because honestly, it's one of the worst songs in human existence, probably playing on a loop in hell. With all that failing, Angelina became an EMT in 2013 and she's been working as one in New York City ever since 2016. She also made her triumphant return in Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and surprise, surprise, actually stuck around for most of that series.
Oh yeah, you think I'm a dirty little hamster?
Oh.
Second to last on our list is Sammi's sweetheart, otherwise known as the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet, and she wasn't exactly wrong. She had a messy relationship with Ronnie throughout the course of the series, but once it was over, these two decided to move in with one another. Of course, they inevitably split, and Sammi began dating Christian Biscardi, who would later propose to her in March of 2019. And out of all the cast members, Sammi has probably spent the least amount of time in the public eye, and while she's appeared on shows like Project Runway and Makeover Manor, she's primarily concentrated on her own clothing line, Sweetheart Styles, even going so far as to not participate in the Jersey Shore revival in 2018. All I remember from her is stop, run, stop. It was very, very annoying.
Stop! Stop it! Just stop!
Alright, our final cast member is none other than Vinny G, who was best friends with DJ Pauly throughout the course of the series.
Yeah, buddy, my boy's becoming a man. You got ice? Come on, bro. We don't do it ice. I hear we gangster.
When Jersey Shore was over, he began hosting his own series titled The Show with Vinny, where his celebrity friends would stop by his place for a nice home-cooked Italian meal.
This isn't Leno. I'm not Jimmy Kimmel. This isn't Letterman. This sure as hell ain't Piers Morgan. This isn't New York City. This is not LA. This is Staten Island, and this is my crazy house with my crazy family.
He was able to turn that into an eventual series that he co-hosted with his mom in 2016 on the cooking channel called Vinny and Ma Eat America. More recently, he teamed up with his good buddy Pauly for a double shot of love in 2019, but much like with his friend, no relationship stuck. That same year, Vinny joined the keto revolution and lost a whole bunch of weight before signing on to the Chippendales all-male review show at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino in Vegas as a celebrity host. Alright guys, that's gonna bring our latest episode to an end. As for what happens next with the cast of Jersey Shore, like whether or not they'll ever reunite again, well, that's a video for another time. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow our series on Instagram at Before They're Famous, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.